Here today I have my auntie Chalu, and she's going to be discussing how education like for her then. Okay, what year did you graduate, auntie?
1964.
What high school did you go to, middle school?
Went to, excuse me, Lily Cooper Elementary, and it was also the middle school, and then Carver High.
Okay.
And graduated in 1964.
So how education like then for you overall?
We had a good system set up. It was kind of strange because if you was in, excuse me, in elementary and middle school, you went to the same class. One teacher taught everything. You never changed classes or anything. You stayed in that class from the time you went to class until it was time to come home. Then we went to the new high school they built, which was Carver High, and that's when we started changing classes and had more access to, teachers and study rooms and that stuff. So that's what happened back then in '64.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So how was the technology then compared to now?
Okay, D. There was no technology. Manual typewriters, no electric typewriters, no calculators. No calculators. Nope. Everything was added up on papers, pencils, and stuff like that. You didn't have calculators, and I think that's a disservice because now you guys can go in and just do it, and you don't have to work the problem out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a disservice to you guys. Technology is it's a good thing, but it's about to, but it's a bad thing too.
So how was the school food? My favorite meal of the day.
Okay, mine too. The food was pretty good. We, at first when we started going to school, we had to carry our lunches because there was no cafeteria. Everybody brought their own lunch. Then when we went to the high school, when they built the new high school, they built a cafeteria and the food was cooked on site. And it was a lot better. We got a lot more. The proteins and everything, it was just a good balanced meal as to where you would go to school with a peanut butter sandwich or something. So the food was a lot better.
So I know you said that you all brought lunch too. That was in middle school?
In middle school. The first primary parts of the school, middle school and kindergarten, which was really not kindergarten because the kids were in the same grade. You would have the younger kids in the back, and then you would have the older kids in the front. The kindergarten kids were in the back, and the first graders or whatever was in the front. So, so it was more like one school, combined together.
So how was the school transportation like?
The only way you got to school was walking, the bus, or if your parents dropped you off. Very seldom you saw somebody driving to school. That was a privilege to drive to school. But that was the only way you would get there walking or catch the bus.
So was there any particular dress code then?
No dress code. Whatever you wanted to wear, you would wear. And to add something to you, since you said your aunt was cute and all that good stuff, I was voted the best dressed person in our high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, where, I know you said you all had brought lunch in middle school, and older kids sat in the front. Where did you all eat lunch at?
At your desk, at that area.
In the classroom?
Oh, okay. And then we had recess, so if you wanted to go out and take your food then, but the majority of the kids would stay inside and eat. But we had something called recess. I don't think you know anything about recess.
I playtime and all that. So
Yeah.
how was it then? I know it's probably a little more different then from now, when I was little in school, little Cooper.
Well,
So,
recess was our time to go out and play ball or whatever with the kids, and stuff like that. But I don't know. Recess was fun to me because you get to run track during that time. Anything you wanted to do within that period, you could do it before you went back to class. But it was fun. It was a nice time. A nice time to be in school.
so what would you say to some of the kids that's taking education for granted now, and how you couldn't even do none of that back then? You had to take full
I think I would tell any young person that education is the best thing in the world. I really do. There's so much you can do. There's things that I didn't even think was possible for young kids. And I'm going to say this, for young black kids. I didn't think things was possible. But now I see the way they go to college, they get their education, they're running business. I think it's great now.
More opportunities.
The opportunities. There's no limit. You can do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
Anything.
So, pertaining to I would say transportation, was school far from home, or
Mm-hmm.
you had like long way to walk and scared to get in trouble?
Okay. We've always lived here for the longest, so you know how far Carver High and Lily Cooper is from here. So that was the distance we would have to walk. And some of the kids would walk halfway, and then they would catch the bus because the bus wouldn't go back in the rural areas and pick them up. You would have to walk to a certain point, and they would pick you up from that point, and they would drop you off at that point. So you might walk a mile or a mile and a half to get to the bus.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's the way it worked back in those days.
Well, I can tell there's a major difference then.
Yes.
Well, that's all I have, Auntie. I appreciate your
I
time.
appreciate you letting me do it for you. Okay, great.
Thank you.